Okay, welcome back. Today I want to do a quick little video about some questions a couple of people have been messaging me. Actually, they messaged me on LinkedIn even. If you're going to come back to DDO or play it for the first time only, and you're maybe watching through the video series, and you hear me mention VIP and things like that. So let's just walk you through. This is the information that's on their website. I just want to kind of, add my opinion on it, like what's worthwhile, what's not. So obviously, coming up, what's this, the 22nd now? I thought it was the 26th. I must have got the release date mixed up with a Grim Dawn release. The Terror of Demogorgon, which has got the Underdark and a bunch of cool stuff happening in it. I don't know yet whether there's going to be any low-level content for our little ranger scrub dude, Kurudu, but we'll find out because it's going to come out pretty soon, like what, maybe like in 6 or 7 days or something. So let's talk about VIP. When you go to the website, you're like, okay, what's the deal with that? If you go to the shop tab at the top, it'll say become a VIP, right? And this is the same kind of business model that's used by Standing Stone Games and Lord of the Rings Online, but it's a little different. One thing you got to remember is these games released as games with a DVD or CD in a box 20 years ago. I was in Europe at the time when both Lord of the Rings Online, which was done by Turbine, and Dungeons and Dragons Online, done by Turbine, came out almost like within a year of each other, if I'm not mistaken. Played at that time, installed it on old computers. NVIDIA video cards weren't that awesome yet. And, you look at these things like, oh, why do I need to pay? Right? Why do I need to pay for a subscription? You play World of Warcraft, you have to pay for a subscription. You don't need to, right? Why? So what's the deal? If you look at this very loosely, you're like, okay, an XP boost, but it doesn't say how much. Free dice rolls every day. That's once a week. Expanded adventures. You can read all this yourself, but it doesn't really answer all the questions. What you need to do is go down here. There's a button that says Show Benefits Comparison. So then you're thinking, okay, I understand whether free, downloaded the game, started playing, and I hear, Classic DM / Misha the Sled Dog talking about VIP all the time. What's the difference? So you're looking at this, then you see this premium player. So premium players are people that had spent $1 in DDO. So if you bought points at some point, no pun intended, and then you dropped VIP, you only get booted down to premium player. So say you played for a while, you're like, oh, this is awesome. You bought one of the little adventures, or you bought a cosmetic cloak or something like that, like I did on one of my characters the other day. I wanted to look cool. I'm tired of the feather cloak. Then you're going to be dropped down to premium. You never get dropped down to free. This is just completely free, people that never spend a money on anything. Now, I'm a video game designer and director. I've been in the industry for like 30 years, right? I was one of the original guys at Epic. Unreal Tournament. I helped Crytek for like 5 years on filing Crysis, doing Crysis Warhead, building the technology for Crysis 2. Came back to the States and worked at Ubisoft, worked on a Warhammer 40K MMO, Killing Floor, all kinds of crap. Helped reboot Doom in 2016, like 10 years ago now, right? I'm a firm believer that if someone's got a game and they're a small publisher group, or a small developer that doesn't have a big fat, horrible, lays staff off publisher, like, I hate to say it, but like EA and Microsoft, hello, right? EA and Microsoft are become Satan, and they've killed incredible projects. So even games that are being supported by Tencent are still good, because Tencent doesn't go in there and screw with everything. Tencent doesn't go in there and lay people off. Now, why do I mention this? Because if you're going to spend money on a game, spend it on a game that's actually helping people, as just one that goes into a big pile of fluff money in Saudi Arabia that gets abused and affects people's lives, right? People that develop and create games, it costs money to run servers, it costs money to pay employees, it costs money to do the software upgrades every year, etc., right? And the drive to do anything in life fuels around earning money. So if you're going to play DDO, support them, right? Support these guys. Now, if you're a real chintzy person, you're like, well, I need to know what I get for it, right? Okay, so you're going to get 500 points a month, right? I bought like a little black cloak for one of my characters, listen, a cosmetic cloak to cover up the Featherfall cloak that I'm madly in love with. I mean, I didn't have to pay any money on it. I VIP'd anyway, but after a month comes around, you get this free 500 points. So I get to spend it on junk. Every month I can buy a piece of cosmetic gear if I want to. Now, I'm one of those people that also buys points anyway. Like, I always buy gobs of points when they're on sale. I like to have this massive pool of impulse buying wallet, right? Adventure packs, full access. Remember, premium player is purchasable and free player is purchasable. So adventure packs, we'll probably need to do a video that explains all the different adventure packs, right? Some things are expansions and some things are like adventure packs. Like, for example, like I'm VIP, but I don't have access to the Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh, but I can do the Temple of Elemental Evil, right? And I've never bought I've never bought anything in Lord of the Rings Online or in DDO that's connected to a specific named branded adventure, like I don't know, like Keep on the Borderlands free, right? Or what was it, White Plume Mountain? They have that. They have Ravenloft. I mean, both of those games, including even Neverwinter, do this stuff. So I have found that I can access tons and tons of stuff with VIP, and if I run out one day, I'll be like, well, maybe I should go back and get the Ravenloft thing because it sounds cool. So maybe at a later day I need to purchase that. I'm not really trying to angle Lord of the Rings Online, but the Lord of the Rings Online system is very similar, but they'll have massive expansions once a year, kind of like the way EverQuest 1 and EverQuest 2 and Darkpaw games do that, where you're like, if you buy the latest expansion EverQuest, you get everything previously. And I love that model. I wish these guys would do that, but they need the monetization. Anyway, base adventure difficulty. All difficulty levels are unlocked on VIP. On free and on premium, Hard, Elite, and Reaper unlocked after completion or store purchase. So you may have picked me saying that a couple times in my videos. I may have even misspoken. So you go up to an adventure and it has casual and normal, right? In order to do the next 3 tiers, Hard and Elite, and then Reaper, I need to complete them in order. I do believe that's exactly how it works. I've been VIP since the moment I came back. So I don't know what it's like to be a complete free player off of Steam and crap like that. I did want to mention that. Play off their launcher. Don't use the Steam launcher. It's going to be much more stable. I know you love playing Steam sometimes, and I got all your games are on Steam, but play this game from their own launcher. It's much better. So all difficulties are unlocked right away. So as you may have noticed, I've been running around doing some adventures now on our little scrubby ranger guy, and we're doing it out of the marketplace or the House Kundarak or whatever. Run up to the adventure and click on the difficulty level. Oh, look, Elite is level 4 and I'm level 4. So let me just go do it now. Imagine having to go back and do like normal at level 2, waste a bunch of time. And then, so it's a good time saver. So the money you're spending gives you the flexibility to run these different adventures at different difficulty level. Now, you can, yes, just like in Warframe and other games, time your way through it. So character slots, a free player gets 3. Hey, that's reasonable. Premium player, like if you drop your VIP for a month, you still have 5. I don't know how that would work if you had like 8 characters or 10 characters. Maybe you don't have access to some of them. Maybe the latest character you made is going to be pushed down the list. I don't know. The free player and the premium player are still at this additional races and additional class. You have access to everything as VIP. You have access to Asmir, Shifter, and Warforged, which are races. But for classes, the Alchemist class, you have full access to. The Harper Agent Enhancement Tree, full access to. Basically, in VIP, you're going to have access to everything. There are character classes, and there are some like strange iconics that you like, buy on the DDO store. I just ignore those. There's so many races and classes and enhancement tree optimizations, and you can mix and match. I mean, you can do so much cool stuff, like take Arcane Archer to 1 level, then switch over to Thief for 2, and then grab Cleric. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff you can do. So access to races and classes, I found VIP to be plenty just for me. At a later date, if I fall madly in love with some strange thing that I can't get, I would purchase it, right? Bonus experience. 10% stacking XP bonus, not applicable for anyone else. So stacking, what they're trying to say is that, let's say you're doing a daily quest, and it's the first time you've done this one adventure, and you get a daily completion or a party buff or something else. This stacks on top of all that. If I'm not mistaken, this 10% is calculated after all other numbers. It's just like math. If I told you I was going to give you 10% on the purchase of your house, on the sale of your 74 Camaro or something, or whatever, you would do all the numbers and the taxes and the figures and then add 10% at the end, which is great. Not 10% in the beginning of the original base value, and this is an economics class anyway, but the stacking experience bonus is really nice. I have a level 7 Paladin on my wife's account who's not playing. She's doing Path of Exile. And I've been dragging her around 2-boxing with my level 8 warrior fighter. They were both level 7 at the same level. And when I brought them back, I started playing them together, trusting, do I want to play her paladin? Do I want to play my fighter? I'm playing them together. I'm experimenting, doing some of the adventures I never did before in the past. Use those two characters to kind of get used to things. And now my fighter has outpaced her, and she's like 7 and 2 pips, and my fighter's like 1 pip into 8 because of that small little 10% stacking bonus, right? So public area movement speed. So it's not a completely wide open world, but it's not like Guild Wars 1, right? Which is Guild Wars 1 is like hub and then portals, right? And it's all linear and not very well connected. In this situation, and it's not an open world like Guild Wars 2, and it's not open world like, I don't know, Black Desert Online, or most of World of Warcraft is pretty much open world except for dungeons. So if you're in a town, right, and you come out of an inn, you're in a non-mount area, you enter the inn on your mount, you get dismounted automatically, and then when you exit the inn, you're automatically remounted. The movement speed on the mounts is so wonderful. And even in the Keep on the Borderlands and some of those wilderness zones, you can get on your mount and haul ass, which is great when the mobs in the outdoor environment are much lower level than you. And even though they're going to try to attack you, you can just blow past them on your mount. It's really, really handy. But of course, when you're in dungeons and doing adventures, and some of the ones like the Archer Point one you've seen me do a few times, if you watch any of the videos, you can't use the mount there. It's kind of considered just a special instance, right? So, but that's really, really useful. Sagas. I don't know what sagas are. When I figure out what sagas are, I'll probably make a video about it. But what do you get? Skip 1 quest per saga for free. I don't know what that is. I can't even comment on it. I'm not even going to conjecture. Daily dice rolls. Now, I could make a video about this, but you'll figure it out yourself. It's not that big of a deal. Daily dice rolls. Every day you log in, kind of like in Lord of the Rings Online, where they have like, Hobbit gifts and crap like that. You will have a silver roll and a gold roll. A silver roll you can do once per account every day, and you can get really cool rare stuff, lots of experience, and you get a little consumable that you can put in your bank box and give it to an alt, or use it on your main character, whoever you're playing, right? If you're VIP, once a week you get a gold one, which has, I believe, a different loot table and has more lucrative things on it. If you a guild, I love creating my own guild. It prevents me from being invited by guilds ever again. It's also nice for me to invite and add members and promote. I make an alt. I can have my other alt on my wife's account, invite me and all this kind of stuff. So I have control over the guild. The guild's leveling up as we do stuff, with little valor points and stuff from the end. We're not really going to like add members to our guild or create a YouTube channel guild, but it's just nice to have a little tag for County Fermanagh, which is the county where my wife is from in Ireland. And so, yeah, that's our identity. I think it's kind of cool. It's not really important. You could purchase that with a guild charter, but I don't think that's necessary. Item buyback. You go to a vendor and you sell a bunch of stuff, and then you go run another adventure and you sell a bunch of stuff. And you're like, oh crap, I think I just realized that I sold that electrified +3 bow, and now I'm level 8 and I wish I still had it, right? The same play session, you can go back to the any vendors tab and you can buy the items back. Now 10 items usually would be enough, but if you sold 10 items, 10 items, 10 items over the course of playing a long session over a complete night, you can buy back things. Or going back in time, it's like an undo button. That's really, really great. Crafting storage. Hey, it sounds great to have more crafting storage. I haven't engaged in the crafting system yet. I'm not sure how it even works. When I figure out crafting, I'll definitely make a cool video about it. The Platinum Vault. So this is purchasable by free and premium, but it says here that first tier storage. I'm not sure what they mean by Platinum Vault. I don't know if they mean like how much platinum I can actually store. That's probably what it is. I hate conjecturing and double guessing. If you know what the Platinum Vault really means, because I've only been VIP, let me know. I can check on my wife's account and see hers is not VIP. The shared bank. Now, I love this. The shared bank is great. You can have like 35 items in a shared bank. When you get something that seems kind of cool, it's fun to be playing the game and start getting all these daggers and go, man, I should make a rogue one day and throw all the daggers in there, like the level 1 dagger and a +2 dagger, +4 dagger, because you're going to keep getting loot that you can't use because there's so many classes, there's so many races, there's chaotically oriented stuff, lawful oriented stuff, evil oriented stuff. I mean, there's all this loot, and it just feels terrible to sell it sometimes, especially when it's got like a perfect roll on it. Like it has exactly the things you want it. So having the shared bank vault is great. Log in one character, go to the shared bank vault, pull it out, right? So that's really, really nice. Auction house listings. I can see, I've done auction stuff hardcore at EVE Online and World of Warcraft. I used to do stuff all the time. I love engaging with auction systems. I still to this day sell ore and ingots on Lord of the Rings Online and build up massive piles of money because one day I'll probably buy junk with it. We'll see. I just enjoy engaging with that system. Even in EverQuest 2, I still to this day farm and sell shinies in EverQuest 2. It's fun. An auction house, you could have more listings. 50 is a pretty damn decent number of listings. If you lose your VIP, that still gets to stay at 50. You'll never be reversed down to free. If you've at least been VIP once, you'll never be reversed down to free. So, Shard Exchange. So this one is browse only, and then there's a full access post up to 10 items, or full access post up to 20 items. If I engage with the Shard Exchange, which looks to be like a blue crystal secondary currency, it's probably a hard currency in game used, then we'll make a video about that. The Monster Manual. Okay, Prologue in Volume 1, full access. The Monster Manual is like, it's kind of like Deeds in Lord of the Rings Online. As you're killing stuff and doing a bunch of adventures, hey, you've killed 1,000 hobgoblins. You've completed the Master Hobgoblin Slayer deed. Some of these things, as they get completed, I believe you're going to get experience for them. Some of them may even have passives and actives. Once I encounter a situation where I get a passive or an active that's besides like an experience bonus, I'll make a video and say, okay, here's how to maximize this stuff. In-game chat is limited for free players, unlimited for premium and VIP. So you're gaming, you're playing. What are the top 5 things that are really nice? Okay, number 1, shared bank. Number 2, or number 1, 10% stacking experience bonus. Number 3, access to difficulty levels, right? Points per month, I'd say that's 4. Lastly, I'd say full access to all the different races and the new classes they've added. That'd be number 5 for sure. And, actually, we have to add a number 6, the daily dice roll thing. That's really, really useful. You can live without guilds. You can work around buybacks. You probably don't need platinum vault. You don't really need the crafting storage right now. But, wow, talk about convenience. That stuff really makes a difference. And it's like, is it $14.99 a month? I mean, come on, dude. That's like the expensive version of Do It. If you were to buy something for a longer period of time, you save a lot of money, right? I mean, that's one thing that is never considered. Let's just figure out how much in a regular 40-day month, let's say $14.99 divided by 30 days is for 49 cents a day. You get to have a lot more fun. Okay, that's a short video. That's all I want to do. I want to explain this to people, make sure people understood where to get to it, etc. I'm going to dig into the Terror Demogorgon next and go watch some videos by some of the long-term creators and see, is there any content in here Kurudu, our scrubby ranger, can go play, or do I have to like level up my higher level guys? I can't wait to see this and see what they've done with it. It's going to be really, really cool. I just can't wait to see this. It's going to be really cool. I saw some preview stuff of it. Hey, this is great. I'm really excited about it. So that's the video on the VIP stuff. Let me know if you have any questions. If there's something I said that's inaccurate, you correct it in the comment. It's totally cool. I don't get offended when people correct things. All I care about is that the information that players and people that come to the channel get is useful and helpful. Okay? Cool. We'll talk to you later. You guys have a great day.